two of you have already decided to get married, I don't really think I have anything to say on the matter. Whatever makes my son happy makes me happy as his mother. I wholeheartedly give my blessing for this marriage. Who am I to get in the way of my son and his eternal happiness? The woman my son loves, I love as my own daughter as well.
Aw, thanks so much, Mom. You're the best.
Yes, thank you so much for saying all of that, Elizabeth. I feel so welcomed. I was so scared that you weren't going to approve of me and I would have to bend over backwards to gain your trust. Oh, don't be silly, sweetheart. Like I said, all I ever wanted is for my son to be happy. From now on, you're a part of our family, Brandy. So make sure to learn how to do things properly around the house. Manage the family well and take good care of your husband. Okay? He's an only child, so you may find that I spoiled him a little bit too much. Yes, of course I will take good care of him. And I'll be sure to make sure he doesn't behave too spoiled in my house.
I promise you that we'll live happily ever after, Mom. I'll be really good to Brandy as my wife as well. I won't forget everything you taught me about how to treat a woman like a lady.
Well, that's lovely to hear. But it still hurts a little bit to think that my precious baby boy is going to be taken away from me. You promised me that you were going to live with me forever, didn't you?
Aw, Mom, I was just a kid when you said that. Of course a little kid is gonna say those kinds of things to his mom. Dad passed away when I was still quite young, and it was just the two of us for the longest time. I think at one point in my childhood, I had become a little too dependent on you.
Yes, of course. Honestly, it's like you're a different person now you're all grown up, about to get married. It seems like only yesterday you were my tiny baby boy and I was rocking you in my arms. I just love the mother-son dynamic you two have going on. I can't wait to spend more time with the two of you together.
You haven't forgotten that it's Thanksgiving next week, have you?
Of course not. How could I forget such a thing? It's our first Thanksgiving since we got married, so there's no way I wouldn't remember.
There's no need to worry about it too much, though. My family tends to not really go all out for Thanksgiving. There aren't that many people to cook for in the family, so I doubt my mom is gonna have you slaving away in the kitchen or anything.
Oh, it's okay. I'll take whatever's thrown at me. I really want to make a good impression on everybody, so I would like to put in an effort.
Okay, we'll be looking forward to it then.
Oh, good. You two are here. Come on in.
Wow, Mom, you really don't waste any time, huh? You've already started?
Brandy, go and wash your hands and then come to the kitchen to help me start preparing the food. Now I can finally have a rest. Yes, of course. Wow, do you really normally make this much food on Thanksgiving, Elizabeth? Even though there are not that many people coming over? Well, because it's your first Thanksgiving with us, I thought that it would be nice to go all out. I thought that I would show off my son's new wife to everyone, so I invited more family members than I normally would. Come on, we have a lot to do. Hurry up, let's get going. Oh, I see. Look, here's my sister, Janet. You remember her, don't you? Hi, Brandy. Long time no see. I don't think I've seen you since the wedding, you know. Oh, hi there, Janet. It's lovely to see you. You've somehow gotten even prettier since the last time I saw you. I'm looking forward to finding out what your cooking skills are like today. By the way, when are you going to give me a grandson? Yes, you've been married for long enough now. Do you not have any news yet? I'm sorry, what? We've only been married for half a year. I think it's a little early for those kinds of expectations, don't you? What are you talking about? Back in our day, women were popping out babies as soon as they got married. There's no point in putting it off, you know. You're not getting any younger. Well, I'm just not at a point in my career where I feel like it's a good time to be taking maternity leave. And also, I'd like to spend some of our married life just the two of us before we start thinking about a family. Please wait a little bit longer for that grandson. Okay, Elizabeth? Honestly, in my day, if I talked back to my mother-in-law like that, I would have been in big trouble. If my mother-in-law had told me to have a baby, I would have just said, "Yes, ma'am, I understand, of course I will," and gotten on with it. If you wait too long, maybe I'll die of old age and then I won't ever be able to see my grandson. Would you be able to live with the knowledge of being the reason a poor old lady was never able to meet her long-awaited grandson?
We need to get up early to go to my mom's house tomorrow, so wouldn't it be best to get an early night? What are you doing reading documents at this time? It's bad for your eyes to be squinting at those tiny little letters in the dark anyway.
It's just that there's some important work documents. Would it be okay to maybe go to your mom's house another time? Because of this big project at work, I'm rushed off my feet and I'm really exhausted from the heavy workload. We have a lot of tight deadlines to meet as well, and to be honest, I can't really afford to rest, even at the weekends at the moment. You know that it's the busy season for my company at the moment. Things will be better when it's all calmed down a little. And to be honest, I don't really think I'm in the right mood to be seeing your mom tomorrow.
What do you mean by that? Why do you have to be in the right mood to see my mom? Going to see my mom should be a nice thing, surely.
Well, for the past 5 years, all she's done every time she sees me is bug me about giving her a grandson. It's all she ever talks to me about, and it started to really stress me out. She always tries to make me feel guilty about it, as if I'm deliberately deciding to not have kids. It's not like I don't want to have a baby. We have been trying, it just hasn't happened for us yet. I feel like the immense amount of pressure she's putting on me can't be good for my body either.
Yeah, but I can also see my mom's point of view, and I can understand her thinking that you just don't want to have a baby. But everything she says comes from a place of worry. She's just thinking about your health and doesn't want you to wait until you're older and there's a higher risk of complications to be having a baby. Nothing good is going to come out of being overly sensitive about my mom's remarks, is it?
It's not that I'm even being particularly sensitive about it, though. I've tried to not start any fights, but it's difficult when every single thing she says to me is an insult.
Well, we need to go to my mom's house tomorrow, and that's that. Hurry up and go to sleep already. You can save your work for when you're actually at work. Or if you really need to do it over the weekend, you can do it when we get back from my mom's house tomorrow evening. Honestly, what kind of crazy person works at the weekend anyway?
Fine. I'll put the work away and go to sleep for now. But just so you know, I'm only agreeing to go to your mom's house tomorrow for your sake. It's not because I want to. Oh, look! My precious baby boy is here. Oh my goodness! How come your face has gotten so gaunt since the last time I saw you? Are you eating properly? Has she not been feeding you properly? Has she been using work as an excuse and making you have microwave meals and fast food instead? Honestly, she should know that a man can't cook for himself and needs to be provided with balanced, nutritious meals every single day.
Well, I can't help it if nothing is as tasty as your food, can I, Mom?
Of course. Every son is always dreaming of having his mom's cooking again. Well, even when we come here, your mom never cooks, does she? I'm always the one doing the cooking when we're here. So don't go on about how you miss the taste of your mom's cooking. Excuse me? What did you just say? Oh, it's nothing. Don't mind me. I'm just muttering away to myself over here. You had better be careful, because they say that's the first sign of madness. By the way, have you two been going to the clinic? What clinic are you talking about? Both of us are in pretty good health at the moment. What else would I be talking about? The fertility clinic, of course. Oh, no, we haven't. It hasn't been that long since we started trying, so we figured that we would give it a little longer. Well, I think you should start considering it. Aren't you worried that there's something wrong with your body? I suppose you must have overworked it when you were younger. I knew when I first saw you that my son for sure wasn't your first boyfriend. How come it's taken you 5 years to conceive and other people can do it in 5 minutes? Excuse me? Overworked my body? What on earth are you insinuating? Well, why else would you not be able to conceive? None of my friends' children seem to be having any problems. It's just my luck to be stuck with you now, isn't it? Honey, I'm going to quit my job.
What are you saying all of a sudden?
Well, your mom is treating me like some kind of cheap, defective product, and I don't appreciate that. In order to create the environment she wants for this grandson of her dreams, I'll have to become a stay-at-home mom, won't I? Well, will you just listen to the way she talks? Look, Elizabeth, I'll give you the grandchild you want so desperately, okay? Then will you finally be happy? It can't be a girl. You have to have a boy, okay? We need to ensure that the family line is continued. Well, the gender of the baby isn't really something that I can do anything about. Anyway, you have a nice chat with your precious son, okay? From now on, if you have anything to say to me, you can just tell Paul and he can relay it to me. I just really want to avoid having direct communication with you if possible. What did you just say? Ungrateful girl! I really would like it if you would stop calling me girl or this girl. It's very belittling, you know. How would you like it if I went around calling you this old lady or this grandma? I can't believe the things that come out of your mouth. You don't have even a shred of respect for your elders, do you? If you keep talking like this and alienating me, you're just going to make things harder for your son. Do you realize that? Oh, goodness, I can hardly believe it. I'm finally a grandma.
It really is amazing how Brandy was able to get pregnant as soon as she quit her job.
Well, it was probably because she was under so much stress from work that she wasn't able to conceive. Working is never good for prospective mothers. This is why the full-time housewife, stay-at-home mother lifestyle is best for women. Yes. Make sure you take care of your body, okay, Brandy? Here's a little money for you to spend on whatever you like. You can take it as a token of thanks for finally giving me a grandson. Thank you very much.
I saw my mom out. But why were you acting like that today? Is it because looking after the baby is taking its toll on you? Why do you have to be so cold towards her?
What did I do?
I mean, you didn't even smile when she went out of her way to give you some money.
Am I normally that much of a smiley person? Do I need to smile just because somebody gave me money?
Why are you snapping like that all of a sudden?
Your mom is only being nice to me and giving me the money and stuff because I had a boy. Imagine if I'd given birth to a daughter. Then what would have happened? I can't even begin to imagine how terribly she would have treated me. And anyway, I already wasn't able to stand her, and she clearly can't stand me. I want to still be able to avoid spending time with her as much as possible. I don't want to have to see her face, and I don't even want to hear her voice. Her just giving me a little money isn't going to magically fix our relationship and make me start liking her.
But even so, she's my mom. There's no way that you're going to be able to avoid seeing her entirely. You're just going to have to put up with it, I'm afraid. Face it, we can't deprive the poor little baby of the chance of having a relationship with his grandma now, can we?
I don't know. Anyway, I just don't like her. At this point, nothing is going to change that fact.
And how's little Zach? Is everything okay with him?
Yes, I just gave him a bath and now he's playing nicely with his toys. You really have become a fool for your son, haven't you? You even ask about him when you're away on business trips.
How can he not be on my mind when I'm so far away? Oh, I just want to come back and see him already.
Oh goodness, listen to you. Should I send you a photo of him?
Yes, please do.
Just wait a second. Let me get him into a cute position without making him cry.
Hey, you said you were gonna send me a picture of my little Zach. Why did you disappear all of a sudden? I really wanted to see his little face.
That's really not important right now.
Huh? What's wrong? Did something happen?
Zach got hurt. I was holding him and then I put him down for a second so that I could take a picture to send to you, and then he ended up bumping his head on the headboard.
Oh, goodness, but he isn't badly hurt, is he?
No, he's fine. The doctor said that it isn't anything bad. I was really worried, so I rushed him to the emergency room, though.
Well, that's okay then, as long as he didn't get hurt too badly. And just be a little more careful when you're watching him, okay?
Yeah, sure. Honey? Honey, hurry and wake up already!
What's wrong? I need to go to work early tomorrow. Why are you waking me up in the middle of the night?
Zach has a terrible fever. We need to take him to the emergency room now.
Again?
Just stop talking and hurry up already.
Okay, fine.
Hey, what is going on here? Elizabeth? But how did you get here?
Oh, I told her what happened. I thought there might be some kind of reason why Zach keeps getting sick, so I asked my mom if she had any ideas. She raised me into a healthy adult, so she knows what she's talking about from experience.
I'm sorry, but is your mom a doctor? Why would you ask your mom something like this? Honestly, I can't believe you. Elizabeth, why would you just slap me like that when all I've done is stand here? Well, he clearly keeps getting sick because you aren't looking after him properly. My grandson is sick because of you. And this isn't the first time. This has happened over and over. What are you doing just standing there looking away? Why aren't you doing something about this?
Well, I just...
Hey! Are you out of your mind? How dare you slap my precious son like that? He may be your precious son, but to me, he's the useless husband who just stood by and let you slap me without doing anything to intervene. I think he deserves to be slapped in return for that. Don't you agree? You're despicable. I'm also really upset about the fact that my son keeps getting sick. I've had many sleepless nights worrying about the fact that it may be my fault. But what gives you the right to decide that it was irrevocably because of me? Do you think I did something on purpose to make him sick? The doctor said it's just because he has a weak constitution, and yet you're still making this my fault. He wouldn't get sick if you were looking after him properly. Are you just using him as an excuse to lie around at home all day doing nothing? When I was raising my son, I never had to bring him to the hospital. Not even once. How can you say that? Paul, you need to make sure you educate your wife properly about how to go on.
I don't think my mom has said anything wrong.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
If you would slap your husband in public, who knows what you've been doing at home?
I really can't believe that I have to put up with being treated like this. Honestly, I've been thinking of filing for divorce, but Zach is so attached to his dad, so I decided to put up with it. But if you push me one more time, I'm not sure if I'll be able to take it. Who knows what I might do? How dare you!
My mom isn't in a very good state. She's getting frailer and she keeps getting sick easily these days.
So what? What does that have to do with me?
What do you mean by that? How can you be so rude about a frail, elderly lady? Besides, now that she's gotten older, she's too frail to yell at you and make a fuss anymore. So why don't you consider reconciling with her?
Why should I? Have you forgotten how she treated me back when Zach was a baby? I suppose you wouldn't remember, would you? Since you're always ignoring me whenever I need you the most.
Don't go starting with this again.
If you don't want to hear me talking like this, then don't bring your mom up in front of me again, okay? Just because she's old and sick now, that isn't going to change how I feel about her. I stand by my decision to continue not to have any kind of relationship with her. I put up with seeing her on Thanksgiving and her birthday, so I didn't make you look bad in front of the rest of your family. But I'm not going to do any more than that.
Oh, come on, please don't be like this. How about we have my mom come and live with us for now? That way we can assure that she's looked after properly now that her health isn't too great. Don't think of her as the person who was rude to you before. Just think of her as a frail old lady who needs help to do daily tasks. It's been years since my dad passed away, and she's been living all by herself since then. I think the loneliness is gonna get to her as well. And anyway, as I said, she's struggling to get around by herself now, and it's only a matter of time until she's not even physically able to look after herself.
I can't believe you're even suggesting this, knowing how I feel about her. And anyway, if she comes to live with us, who's going to end up looking after her, huh? Are you going to quit your job and become her full-time carer? I'm working too, you know, and Zach is still too young to look after himself. And I'm not going to have the time and energy to look after both him and your mom when I get home from work. And besides, I have no intention of looking after someone I've never even liked. Just send her to a nursing home or whatever.
It's really not gonna be that difficult, you know? Stop making such a fuss about it. And sometimes nursing homes are horrible places where old people spend their last years feeling depressed and alone. Could you really send my mom there and still claim to have a conscience?
I don't have enough hands to look after her as well as Zach. It's not like Zach is in middle school or high school or anything like that. He's only just started kindergarten. He still needs a lot of care. And on top of that, I need to go to work every day. As it stands, coming home from work and making dinner, doing the laundry, washing the dishes, cleaning the house, and looking after Zach is already hard enough for me. Are you seriously asking me to take on looking after your mom as well as all that? And anyway, what are you going to do about her during the day when I'm not around?
Even so, how can you just flat out refuse like that without even considering it for even a second? How could you be so cold-hearted?
If I had even one memory of your mom being nice to me over the years, then I may have considered it. But my only memories of her are of her yelling at me and being horrible. Why on earth should I look after somebody who never once treated me with respect? And how dare you act as if it should be a given for me to be on board with the idea? So your mom would only come to live here over my dead body. It's not happening.
Then let's get divorced.
I'm sorry, what?
Let's get divorced then. I'll get the papers prepared tomorrow and bring them for you to sign right away. You need to choose. Either my mom comes to live with us, or I'm divorcing you right now.
What a ridiculous ultimatum. Oh dear. Did you really think I would get scared and give in to your demands if you threatened me with divorce? How incredibly mistaken you are. I've wanted to divorce you for ages, but because Zach is so attached to you, I thought it would be best for me to just put up with it and stay for his sake. But now I really don't know why I put myself through that. Especially now that you're trying to back me into a corner like this. Well, it's not going to work. You're going to seriously regret threatening me with divorce, and I'm going to lose absolutely nothing.
What are you talking about?
Over the last 10 years that we've been together, you have never once taken my side about anything. You agreed with your mom that it was my fault that Zach kept getting sick when he was a baby. And when she slapped me in the face in front of all the doctors and nurses at the hospital, you just turned the other cheek and didn't say anything to defend me. Even after your mom treated me like that, how can you still stand there and ask me to look after her in her old age? If you think about it, does that make any sense at all? Are you even a human to be making such an awful request of me?
But despite all of that, she's still my mom. There's nothing I can do about that. Since you and I are married, she's your family too, and you have a responsibility towards her as well. She and I come as a unit. You can't have one of us without the other. And you've been avoiding your duties towards her for long enough now. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna accept that she's gonna come and live with us, or are we gonna get divorced?
Why are you even asking? Of course we're going to be getting divorced.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, let's just get divorced already. I don't want to live with an idiot like you anymore. You had better stick to your word and bring me those papers tomorrow, okay? If you don't bring them, I'll just go and bring them myself.
But how can you talk about getting divorced so easily like that? How can you throw around the word divorce as if it's nothing?
Are you suffering from short-term memory loss or something? Who was the one who brought up getting a divorce in the first place? It was you, not me. It was you piece of trash. Did you get the divorce papers ready?
Yes, I did. So you'd better sign them straight away, okay?
I've been sitting here waiting with my pen poised and ready. Now give me the papers already.
How can you be so emotionless about this whole thing?
I haven't felt anything but resentment for you for the longest time. That's why. Oh, and by the way, you take custody of Zach. I'm not going to fight for it. If I take custody of him, do you think your mom will just stand by and do nothing? She would come after me and start yelling at me for taking her precious grandson away from her.
But
you can raise him yourself, and you and your mom can live happily ever after with the grandson that she pestered me so relentlessly for. You can have her move in with you without having me to stop you, and you can be her full-time carer, as well as being a single dad to Zach. I already went to have a consultation with a lawyer at lunchtime, and I'm ready to fight to make things go my way.
you really are a terrifying person, you know? I'm getting goosebumps just listening to the way that you're talking.
Well, your mom's behavior gave me goosebumps more than you can imagine. I really can't believe that you thought that I would cave and let her come and live with us if you started throwing the word divorce around. You really are such an idiot. You overestimated how much I value you as a husband, and you underestimated how much hatred I have for your mom. Anyway, I only wanted to communicate with you through my lawyer from now on. She should be in touch with you shortly, so you had better pick up when she calls. Okay? You haven't forgotten that I'm having Zach today, have you? You had better not send him over dressed all messily like you did last time. Make sure you dress him properly today. Are you such a terrible father that you don't even know how to dress your son properly?
Please stop criticizing me and let's just meet up and talk a little.
Why on earth would I want to talk to you about anything?
I just want to talk to you about something, okay?
Well, what is it that you wanted to talk about then? Hurry up and spit it out.
I just wanted to say that I realize now how wrong I was.
What's with the repentant act all of a sudden?
I let everything go your way in the divorce, and I let you get your hands on everything you wanted. So please, can you just rethink the custody arrangements and take full custody of Zach? I don't have the time to raise him properly while working full-time as well.
Well, that's not my problem, is it? You've just got to go and clean your act up.
I'm sorry, I know, I was a terrible husband and father, but I'm suffering so much right now. Please, just take Zach off my hands, I'm begging you. I'll pay you all the child support you need, so please just take custody of him, okay? I just can't take care of both him and my mom at the same time. And anyway, he keeps asking for you and looking for you, and I'm too busy to give him the attention he needs.
Fine. He is my son as well, so I will agree to take him. Pack his bags and send him over to my house as soon as possible then.
Oh, thank you so much, honey. Thank you so much.
Ew. Who on earth are you calling honey? It gives me the creeps to hear you call me that now. So please don't ever say that again. You and I no longer have anything to do with each other. Zach is my flesh and blood, so obviously I'm happy to take care of him. But if your mom ever comes to me making a fuss about me taking her grandson away from her, I will make you take him back and I'll sue your mom for attacking me back then. I mean what I say. So you had better watch yourself, okay? You and I are not family anymore, and I have never considered her family. So if either of you try and interfere with my life, I am not going to hold back.
I understand. I understand. Don't worry, I won't give you anything to worry about. Hey, Brandy. Are you busy? Would you be able to come out and meet me for a little while?
I am busy. And why are you even talking to me? It's not your day to see Zach yet, so what else would you have to say to me?
It's just that I'm just really sorry for everything I did. I was so wrong. Please, honey, let's get back together. What do you say?
Are you drunk or something? Have you been day drinking? Or have you finally completely lost your mind? Honestly, I don't know what's gotten into you, bringing this up to me in the middle of the day like this.
Living with my mom is so hard. I think I'm starting to finally realize how much you suffered over the years because of her. I can't believe it took me this long to see. And I miss Zach all the time. My occasional weekend visits just aren't enough. So why don't we just get back together and the three of us can be a family again? Please, can you at least just consider it?
Are you out of your mind? Why on earth would I want to get involved with the likes of you again? Stop talking nonsense already.
It was all because of my mom, wasn't it? That was what ruined our relationship, right? Well, don't you worry, I'll never see her again if that's what you want. I'll completely cut off all ties with her. That would make you happy, wouldn't it? That would be enough for you to take me back, wouldn't it? So, if I do that, we can start afresh with our relationship again, can't we?
You really have gone insane, haven't you? Do you really not recognize a single thing that you did wrong during our relationship? Don't contact me again, okay?
How could you just reject me like this when I've bared my soul to you so openly?
During the 10 years that we were together, did you ever listen to what I had to say? Even once? I don't have a single drop of affection left for you anymore. So please stop calling me.
Oh, please don't be like this. My mom is making my life hell, and I just can't go on living like this any longer.
Well, that's your problem. It's nothing to do with me. If you try and contact me again, I'll report you to the police for stalking. So you had better back off already.
Hey, honey. I sent my mom to a nursing home just like you told me to do. I listened to you. Didn't I do a good job? You told me to send my mom into a nursing home back then, didn't you? So now that she's out of our hair, we can start living together again, can't we? She was the only obstacle stopping us from getting back together after all. Why did you just leave me on red like that? Should I move into your place? Or maybe you moving into my place would be better, don't you agree? I've deep cleaned the whole place, so all you need to do is just move yourself and Zach in and we can start afresh. Everything is ready for you, so I'll be waiting. I'll drive to your house and pick you up tonight. How does that sound? I'll meet you in your building parking lot at 8 p.m. this evening. Make sure to pack everything you and Zach need. Hey, Brandy, I've been waiting outside your place for 30 minutes now, but there's still no sign of you and Zach. Is everything okay? Are the suitcases too heavy for you? Do you need me to come up and help you carry them down? Come to think of it, you didn't reply to my messages earlier. In fact, you didn't even read them, it seems. Oh, did something happen to you? Were you in an accident or something? Other than that, I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't even read my messages. I'm begging you, Brandy, please, just let's get back together. Please, I'm begging you. Look, I got rid of my mom for you. I gave up everything for you. So please, just give me another chance, okay? You're at work right now, right? I'm waiting outside your office building for you to finish. Then let's go home together, okay? Like I said, you can come back to my place and we can make it all comfy and cozy and live happily ever after. The three of us, me, you, and Zach together again. How it's meant to be. I won't let my mom or anyone get in the way of our little family being together ever again. Oh, and, don't ask why I'm not at work right now. We just, had a half day at the office today. So I thought that it would be nice to surprise you. I bought you some flowers. And a bottle of wine. Well, I did buy you a bottle of wine, but then I drank it, so now there's no wine left anymore. But still, I was thinking about you. I bought you a gift. Isn't that so nice and thoughtful of me? I just got notified that you're filing a restraining order against me. Did you seriously report me to the police for stalking? You really are too cruel. Even so, I'll be waiting for you to change your mind, so this isn't gonna set me back. When you're done being mad with me, send me a message, okay? Please, Brandy. I'm sure this is all just temporary, and once you stop being upset with me, we can go back to the way things were before. I can't wait for us to look back on this time and laugh at the preposterous idea that we ever even broke up for a period of time.
Even though I decided to file a restraining order against my ex-husband, he just wouldn't leave me alone. I called the police on him again, telling them that he had tried to violate the order. And then after that, he never tried to get in touch with me and never came anywhere near me again. It's been 8 years since the divorce, and I heard that my ex-mother-in-law recently passed away all by herself in the nursing home. It seems as if her son really did well and truly abandon her. And while it is sad to hear that any elderly person has to spend the last years of their life alone without any family to care for them, I can't help but think that she did it to herself by being so horrible to the very people who she needed to rely on to care for her in her old age. It was also apparently the cheapest nursing home available, mostly for elderly people with no means, and I heard the facilities were terrible. In a way, experiencing such an end feels like she got what she deserved. I also heard what my ex-husband has been up to through a few mutual acquaintances. Apparently, after abandoning his mom in the nursing home and having me reject his request to get back together, he sought solace in alcohol and just spent his days drinking and drinking and drinking. Now he's apparently in a rehabilitation center for alcoholics in an attempt to make a recovery. He also lost all of the money he had left due to fueling his addiction, and he also lost his job and his house. My son is now old enough to understand those things, and after hearing that was what his dad had been reduced to, he decided to live the rest of his life as if he never had a dad in the first place. The two of us are now living happily together, supporting each other through hard times, and I wouldn't change it for the world. This is the end of the story. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content. See you next time.